And so we did a bit of puttering around and got out, and unfortunately the area that we decided to wander was the country music section, which you think growing up in Michigan we'd be huge fans, but not so much. I think we would have done a little bit better in the Latin crowd with the Enrique Iglesias, but they weren't puffing that, so.
This is an episode where we're giving away a pair of ABACO sunglasses. Stay tuned to the end of the episode for full details.
Last time on MJ Sailing, we found a piece of absolute paradise in the northern Abacos called Double Breasted Cay, and spent a few days lounging on its perfect sandy beaches, and even took Georgie for a stroll around the island. Well, after about 6 weeks in the Bahamas now, it is time to head back to Florida. Temporarily, at least, we've got a lot of stuff waiting, including our new precision head sail, which I should be a little bit more excited to get back to, but I just woke up. If you can tell behind me, the sun is just coming up. We're trying to get a really early start to the day. Leaving from Double Breasted Cay, we're up in kind of like the upper Abacos, and we have to get down to Memory Rock, which is just a little bit above West End before dark, so we can cross over those while still having visual navigation. So we get to try and cover about 50 miles in 10 hours. It should be okay. Winds right now seem to be 10 to 15 out of the southeast, and we're planning on spending most of our day today on a southwest course, so we should have it on a beam, and that should carry us along quite nicely. But what we also get to do right now is go back out the narrow little path to get back to the banks, and luckily the sun is coming up right now. It's just behind some clouds. Hopefully it stays there, because otherwise I'll be driving out this little gap with it right in my eye, and we're going to have the wind on our face too, and possibly the current, so we'll be fighting those factors. But yeah, we're ready to get out of here, and we're ready to get sailing back home, supply it again, because I need coffee. We're out.
When I feel kind of pain and I want to stress, I pass it up on a melody. Well, you got what you want, what you never knew. Perfect gives me to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got shackles on my words are tight. Fear can make you compromise. Lost in love, it's hard to hide. Sometimes I wanna disappear.
Well, it is just a little bit after noon right now, which means we've been sailing for just over 4 hours. I think we've covered like 22 or 23 miles since we left Double Breasted. Wind is still pretty much on our beam at a steady 15 knots or so. We've got a nice 6 knots of speed going, which would normally be a good thing, but we're actually just debating right now what to do with that. We wanted to get to Memory Rock in the light, even though there should be plenty of depth for us in that area to cross over it without issue. We'd rather do it in the daylight and be able to see all of the different rocks and coral heads under there. So the question after that is, because we'll be getting through there so early, do we drop anchor right outside there, or wait till it gets dark and then make a daytime approach to Palm Beach, or do we just keep going right there and arrive at Palm Beach at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and do our best to anchor in the dark, which we've done before but we don't love. So that is a plan, but okay, otherwise it's been a pretty nice day. I see some clouds building up, might get a fresh rain shower. I might nap a little bit. But yeah, otherwise pretty calm and relaxing day so far. So we're nearing about 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now, going through the Memory Rock Channel out into the streets of Florida.
Nothing to see.
Nothing to see.
They're all submerged rocks.
Yep, so we're still in about, I don't know, what'd you say, 15 feet of water, 16?
11 feet, 3 inches.
Oh, so it's gone down. This is our excitement for the day. We decided to make it straight through. We'll probably arrive in Palm Beach around 2 a.m. Drop anchor, wait for the sun to come up, go check in at customs. Here's what our charts look like right now, the area that we're headed through.
Rock, 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 rock. So you gotta go, boop, and then over there.
So I guess our only hope is that once we get out in the streets that the seas are still fairly this calm. Because it's been a pretty comfortable ride so far.
Fairly this calm?
Fairly this calm. The seas have been fairly calm, such as they are now. So we're hoping to continue that for the rest of the way. Although the seas of the Gulf Stream were nothing that the three of us or elements couldn't handle, it was a much bumpier ride than any of us had been expecting based on the forecast we were given. Well, we just anchored in Palm Beach right now next to Peanut Island. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and that was a lot rougher of a ride than I think any of us were expecting. We kept checking the forecast for about 3 days in a row, and it hadn't changed, and we checked it just before we left this morning from Double Breasted. Yesterday morning, I guess it is now, and it showed that we're going to have about 15 knots out of the southeast, maybe gaining 15 to 20 somewhere in the afternoon, and then dying out to about 10 late in the evening, and that we're going to have 1 to 2 meter seas. And I think as soon as we got out of the banks, it was just like 25 to 30 knots right on our beam, and we had definitely at least 2 meter seas, I think, with only about a 4 to 5 second break in between. So the whole afternoon, evening, night was just kind of like rocking back and forth, side to side, or I should say like getting slammed up by one side from the waves, going back down, and then even kind of the front end was pounding, so it was quite uncomfortable. Hi, Georgie girl, did you want to get in the shot? Georgie girl, come on. I know. And we also had the boat slamming up and down, so none of us were feeling quite well. Georgie actually got sick because for some reason she decided to spend her whole time on about the high side of the boat until we forced her to the low side. Matt's stomach was getting a little bit queasy. The only way that any of us could even try and get some sleep was on the floor, because that's the only place we weren't bouncing all around. And trying to keep a course to go into Palm Beach when the Gulf Stream was pushing us north created some more problems, so we had to go pretty far into the wind just to try and keep any kind of course, which we did end up having to motor probably the last 4 miles. And then, of course, as we were about 10 miles offshore, we got called by the Coast Guard. They just kind of like poof appeared out of nowhere. Literally, they were going dark, and then they called me and then flipped on their lights and asked us a few questions, but luckily, because of our thing back in August with Homeland Security coming aboard, they decided not to come aboard tonight. Just dropped anchor. We're tired. We're exhausted. We've been getting salt water just sprayed in our face for like the last hour because one of the reasons we're back in Florida is to pick up some of the last items to build our Dodger spray guards. So I think it's time for bed. Tomorrow we'll check in, hopefully be less zombie-ish, and start getting things done. Back in Palm Beach now. I think our second or third biggest task after checking in and getting some food is laundry. I hate to say this, we never did it once in the Bahamas. There's like once or twice we thought we should probably do it, but we never really looked into it. So this is all, actually this isn't even all of it, but this is our laundry since we left Indiantown. And there is a coin up laundry across the bridge here. So now we're going to load the dinghy up, walk across the bridge, probably spend about 4 hours sitting and doing our laundry, so good thing that we have a lot of books on our e-readers. And then hopefully our friend Christy is going to pick us up to drive us back to the dinghy so we don't have to load all this stuff back over the bridge. Plus they've been holding some of our mail, so we're really excited to get a couple of packages right away. So yeah, this is one of the things that has been bugging us the most, and we're going to be so happy to have it out of the way. So let's get this laundry clean so we can get it out of the way.
Back where I belong, yeah, I never felt so strong. I'm back feeling like there's nothing that I can't try. And if you with me, put your hands high. Put your hands high. You ever been lost in life before? This one's for you, me. Put your hands high. Your dreams are filled, you're rocking with the best. I'll be home soon. Another lie that I carry on. I need to get back to the place I belong. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Matt walked up the street and got some Popeyes. Nice lunch for a hard day's work. I'm excited. First time to back in the States. Good.
Not that we didn't have KFC in the Bahamas. Yeah.
Just finished our laundry and have 3 nice full garbage bags of clean clothes now to take back. And then these bags here are for our friend Christy that is not only kind enough to come pick us up from the laundromat and bring us back to the dinghy, but they've been holding our mail, so we're going to kind of pick and choose some of the different things right now, not the sail, but other things for the boat, and kind of like Christmas. Well, ever since we started coming down here to Peanut Island on our shakedown cruise about 6 months ago now, we'd hear how crazy it would get on the weekends, and we wanted to see it for ourselves. And surprisingly, this is our first time we've been here for it, and it is chaos around here, but the cool kind, just because everybody that has a way to get out on the water comes out and enjoys themselves. Some of them are rafted up to sandbars, some of them drop anchor, and a lot of them beach themselves on Peanut Island. And so we did a bit of puttering around and got out, and unfortunately the area that we decided to wander was the country music section, which you think growing up in Michigan we'd be huge fans, but not so much. I think we would have done a little bit better in the Latin crowd with the Enrique Iglesias, but they weren't puffing that. So yeah, it was just kind of cool to be here for this. Wondering what it's going to be like this afternoon, whatever time it starts to calm down at, and we might need to re-anchor, but there's just so many boats around right now that we don't want to move ourselves at all. But yeah, definitely an interesting place on the weekends, and a complete 180 from what it's like on the weeks. days.
During the week.
During the week. Completely different than what it is during the week. So we finally got our weekend Peanut Island party fill. Coming up around the corner here, and all I can see is just bunches of boats anchored out in the shallow ends and people hanging out in the shoals. And I can't wait to see, once we fully get around the corner, how many boats are actually beached on the shore. What we had prepared ourselves for at a Peanut Island weekend was an inland version of MTV's Beach House. And although the crowds of boats and people were as thick as we could have imagined, any chaos was actually quite controlled. Everyone seemed content to raft up with their close-knit group and just do their own thing.
If you watched a few of our episodes, you'll see that we've been wearing ABACO sunglasses. Well, we partnered up with ABACO to offer viewers the chance to win a pair. We're doing it once a month. All you have to do to enter is leave a comment below. It doesn't have to be about sunglasses, just a comment. A week after this video publishes, we will draw a name randomly from the comment section. They will be able to choose a pair of ABACO sunglasses from the website and have it sent to them. If you're a U.S. resident, shipping will be free. If you're outside the U.S., you will have to pay shipping, but still a great value. These are my Austins, which I absolutely love. So I highly recommend going with that pair. Have Dakota, have a few others. Awesome sunglasses. Check out the full details of the contest in the description below.
Join us for the next episode of MJ Sailing, where Matt takes a kiteboarding lesson out on Juno Beach, and we install our new precision headsail and give a review of how it's been working out for us.